Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. All right, we're back for round number 2 with Nightcrawler and Rhino. So, playing 2 back-to-back videos is a scary thing. It's not something I've done for a while. And there were a couple of corrections for last video. It was obvious I was a little bit rusty. So let's talk about a couple of those, and then some of them we'll see as we play here. So. First thing we'll take a look at, since we're playing Nightcrawler here, Kurt Wagner, not Warner. I kept saying Warner during the first one, so, you know, good quarterback. It's easy to see the name confusion there, and good hero. So, Kurt Wagner, not Kurt Warner, and kind of combined with that's like the era I grew up in. Also has to do with this guy here, Azazel. Not exactly sure, but I know the name is not Azrael, which is the cat in the Smurfs. Like there's another Azrael out there, but the one that I remember is, you know, the cat from the Smurfs, and he is definitely not that. So it's not football star versus Smurfs cat. So that's a whole different game. I'll have to make some proxies and stuff to try that out, but we're not there. So anyway. We have Kurt Wagner is the alter ego for Nightcrawler. And that's who we're going to play again today, is Nightcrawler. And since I've got the card here underneath the scope and we're looking at it really close, let's take a look at some of the wording here, because I think I messed that up too. So, this is search your deck for a copy of Banff. Nightcrawler is spend 1 resource, return a copy from your discard pile. So I have to remember, discard pile, get it from discard pile, get it from your deck. So 2 different things. We'll try to remember and see if I do it right this time. All right, so we've got Kurt Wagner out there. He's ready. He's ready to play. We got Rhino out there. He's good to go. We need our hand size of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got the break-in out there. Break-in's ready to go. There's some other rules that I missed. If I hit them, we'll talk about them. One of them is going to happen really fast here, so I will probably hit it here in the first round. So, oh, hey, there's one of them. So actually, this was one of the ones that I hit last time too, was Powerful Punch. So hero interrupt, attack, defense. Now, I could potentially have used this. Actually, I think I could have used another card to end the game last game, so I don't think that it actually changed the game. But the way I did end it when the playthrough was I used a Powerful Punch against Rhino when he attacked. I should not have been able to do that because there was a guard. There was a guy with guard in play. And because this is an attack defense, if it was just defense, I'd been all right, but it's an attack. I can't play an attack card against something while guard is out there and play against a villain while the guard is out there and play. So, anyway, could not have Powerful Punched him. At the end, that didn't work out. All right, let's see here. Cards I've got out here now. I've got 2 of these tally-hos out there. It says after Banff makes Nightcrawler defender of an attack, return the copy of Banff to your hand, deal 3 damage to the attacking. I don't think I need 2 of them. I think we'll go with 1. And we're going to get rid of this Come Get Me Bub. And actually, I'm going to get rid of Powerful Punch also as part of my starting stuff here, because what I have 2 double resources out there. So I'm going to fish for an ally or something big to get out there. So let's see here. We get another Come Get Me Bub, a repost. And let's see if we get something. Come on. Ooh, North Star. Okay. We didn't see North Star last time. North Star. Interrupt when a boost card is turned face up during an attack. Deal 1 damage to North Star. Cancel all boost icons on that card. Well, that's interesting. I wonder how he'll play. I think we will probably find out. So, okay. Let's go ahead and get going. We'll go with this hand because, well, we discard cards and that's what we got. So we are going with this hand. Now, we've got Kurt Warner out there. He has action, search your deck for a copy of Banff. Just make sure I'm reading it right. It is search your deck. All right, so we're going to go back to our deck for a copy of Banff. Oh, there's one right on the bottom. So I'll shuffle this back up. Now, let's take a look at Bamf, because there was another thing that I did that was not right with Bamf. So, I got excited. Bamf, attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. I put 2 on Rhino at one point in time. That's a no-no. Can't do that, can only have 1. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and put our Bamf on Rhino. So, hero interrupt. When attached to enemy attacks, discard this card, declare Nightcrawler as a defender without exhausting him. So I get a little kind of automatic exhaust there. We'll throw that on Rhino. Oop, let's scoot these down a little bit. All right, now we want to get a North Star out there. So we will use, so I could do the Come Get Me Bub, right? That's going to give me tough. Minion's going to come out, but I heal 3 and the healing 3 doesn't really do much for me. So we're going to use the Come Get Me Bub and the Strength to play North Star. Alright, when a boost card is turned face up on an attack, deal 1 damage to North Star, cancel all the boost icons. So I should be able to defend that pretty easily. Alright, so we're going to switch over to Nightcrawler. So Nightcrawler, for a resource, can return a copy of Vamp from a discard pile to my hand. If I don't have any in my discard pile, so it doesn't do me any good. Alright, what else do I want to do? I think we will go ahead and attack with Nightcrawler. Big ol' attack of 1. We'll take Rhino down to 13. And then we'll go ahead and attack with North Star, because he attacks for 2. It's a pretty good attack. So we'll take Rhino down to 11. We will take a damage on North Star, because he's got 1 for attacking 2. So he's got 3 hit points, 1 damage. He's still doing fine. Alright, so it's going to be the end of my turn. Hold on to my Genius, my Tally-Ho, and my Repost. Alright, we're going to unexhaust. We're going to go back up to 5 cards, because that's my hand size. So I get a Under Control. And after hero defends against an attached minion's attack, takes no damage, deal 4 damage to the minion. Doesn't do me much good. And another Repost. Alright. Villain's turn. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out here. He's going to come to attack. We have a Bamf on there. So when attached to enemy attacks, discard this card, declare Nightcrawler as a defender without exhausting him. So Nightcrawler is defending against Rhino. He's got a standard defense of 3. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and use Under Control to play one of our Reposts. So Repost says, when your hero defends against an attack, if it gets plus 2 defense for that attack. If I take no damage, deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. Alright, so we're going to see what kind of damage we're going to take here. He's attacking for 2. We got a defense of 3 with a bonus of 2 more, so I've got kind of an active defense of 5. So let's see here. Rhino is going to pull a card, and he gets a boost of 2. But North Star is going to step in here. So North Star says, when a boost card is turned face up during an attack, deal 1 damage to North Star. So North Star is going to take 1. Boop. Cancel all boost icons on that card. So no boosting. And I know where my breaking and taken's at. It's right there now. Alright, so there's no boosting. He's doing 2. And we're defending for 3, 4, 5. So I take no damage. Oop. I need to rewind a little bit because I forgot to do my Tally-Ho. So Tally-Ho says, after Bamf makes Nightcrawler defender of an attack, return that copy of Bamf to your hand. Deal 3 damage to the attacking villain, or attacking enemy. So we're going to use this Repost to play this Tally-Ho, put this Bamf back in our hand. So he takes 3 damage from that, which takes him down to 8. Alright, then, now we get my Repost, so we should make sure, I don't think it's going to matter in this game. Now we've got the Repost going into effect, and he takes 3 damage from the Repost. So he's down to 5. All right, Nightcrawler does not take any damage. The Bamf is back in my hand. And playing protection leaves me feeling really weird going into the next round without any cards in my hand. All right. One attack. We need an encounter card. Counter card is Shocker. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each hero. Okay. So Shocker comes into play. We take a damage. We've actually got some wounds now. All right. What do we do next here? We go back over to the hero turn. So on the hero turn, we've got North Star in play. Shocker's got 3 hit points. We can hit for 3 and take out Shocker. I could put the Bamf on Shocker and defend against him automatically. Or we can take him out this turn. I think we'll put the Bamf on Rhino. We'll Bamf Rhino again. We will attack with North Star for 2 against Shocker. So, attacks for 2. And then he takes another damage. That takes him to 3. He's out. Nightcrawler's going to attack. He's going to attack for 1. That's our 3 that we need on Shocker. And Shocker is gone. All right. So that's the end of my turn. I will unexhaust, and we'll go back up to our hand size of... Ooh, wait a minute. Do I want to spend a resource of any type, return a copy of Bamf from your discard? I don't have one in my discard pile, so it doesn't matter. All right. That's the end of my turn. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so got a port and punch. Let's see here. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Deal 3 damage to each enemy with Bamf attached. And we've got a port away, which is discard a copy of Bamf from your hand, change forms, and ready your identity. All right. We also have a scout ahead here. Not really what we're looking for yet. 3 threat from a scheme. Discard a copy of Bamf from your hand. Remove 3 threat from another scheme. All right. Villain's turn. What's going up on the villain phase? First up, this goes up by 1. We're up to 2. Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out here. Bamf is going to go on the discard. I'm defending for 3. Rhino's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost. He's going to boost 1. So he's going to attack for 3. I defend for 3. It's a push. Nothing happens. No damage. We draw an encounter card. Counter card says... Hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, the card gains surge. He does get to heal 4 damage because he's taking that much damage. So he's going to go back up 4. Grab some counters. He's back up to 9. All right. End of Rhino's turn. Back over to the hero side. All right. Hero side, we've got some fun stuff we can do right now. I can spend a resource and get my Bamf back. So let's do that. We'll go ahead and use our Under Control to use our hero ability to get 1 resource, to return a copy of Bamf. We'll put the Bamf back on Rhino. Okay, now I can port and punch. So we'll go ahead and do that, because that sounds like fun. So port and punch says, deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to each enemy with Bamf attached. All right, so we're going to do 3 damage to Rhino, 6 total. He's at 9, so we're going to take him down to 3. Now we can spend... Oh, the Bamf is still out there. We don't have any in our discard pile. I'm going to double check. I'm 99.9% certain. Yep, just want to double check. All right, no Bamfs in the discard pile. Do I want to attack? Or, you know what I should do is I should thwart. So we're going to thwart for 2. We'll take the 2 off of the break-in. And we'll be done for the turn. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to draw back up to 5. 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got Rogue. And we have Change of Fortune. All right, Change of Fortune is... upgrade. After you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, draw 2 cards. Ooh, okay, so Rogue is pretty awesome. Deal 1 damage to another friendly character until the end of the round. Rogue gains each of that character's traits and adds the character's printed thwart and attack to her matching power. See, she's pretty cool. And I could potentially use her to attack and not... even if Nightcrawler is exhausted, I would do 1 damage to him and get a little bit of a boost. I'd also get to use his thwart potentially. So I would really like to get Nightcrawler or Rogue out there to help Nightcrawler. But it's not going to happen this round because it's the end of my round. So we're back over to the villain phase. So villain phase, first thing, 1 threat on the main scheme. Second thing, Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out there. I have the Bamf attached. We will use the Bamf yet again. So we're defending without exhausting. Rhino's attacking for 2. I've got 3 defense. He's going to get a boost card, and we get nothing. All right. So no damage. He attacks for 2. I defend for 3. No damage. And then we will draw an encounter card. Counter card is I'm tough. Give Rhino a tough status card. If Rhino already has tough status card, this card gains surge. He does not have a tough status card, so we'll make him tough. All right. End of Rhino's turn. Back over to my turn. All right, what are we going to do here? Because he's got tough. I don't attack for a whole lot, so that would be all right. The port away would let me flip around. I would like to get, so I could spend a resource to get Bamf back. That's an interesting thing. I can get 2 Bamfs this turn. If I spend a resource to get Bamf, I can flip over. Then I can play my port away. So let's do this. We will attack with Nightcrawler, so that exhausts me. And that takes the tough off of Rhino. All right, we will at that point spend a resource. We're going to spend our under control to return a copy from your discard pile to your hand. So we will get Bamf back to my hand. All right. Next we're going to do is we're going to flip over to Kurt Wagner. We're going to go over to Wagner's side. And his action is search your deck for a copy of Bamf and add it to your hand. So we're going to use his action, maximum once per round. All right. We're going to go over here. Oh, my cutlasses. See this? My cutlasses are at the bottom. I'm going to do a lot of shuffling because I want my cutlasses pretty bad. There's a Bamf right there. Just going to steal that Bamf out. My cutlasses were there. Look at that. All my cards I want, like my prehensile tail and stuff, not at the bottom. So we're going to do some shuffling. Some good shuffling because, and you know, might end back up at the bottom again, but hopefully it works its way up a little bit closer to the top. Okay, so we're on Kurt's side and we're exhausted, but we can fix that if we port away. If we do that though, I can only do this thing a maximum of once per turn. So if I do that, I could port away. I would have to discard a Bamf. If I do that, what happens? Well, I can't play a Bamf right now because I'm not hero side. I could play Rogue using one of these Bamfs. And I can't get my change of fortune out there. But I can get Rogue out there. Or do I hold on to Rogue? See, if I use a Bamf, port away doesn't cost anything. I think we're going to go ahead and port away. We'll hold on to Rogue for a round. We'll see how this works out here. So I'm going to play port away. So port away says discard a copy of Bamf from your hand, change forms, and ready your identity. So I'm going to discard, ready my identity, and change forms. Boop. And it's just an action. I'm making sure it's not a Yeah, I don't have to be hero. It's not a hero action, so I can do it on either side, I believe. All right, so we're back to Nightcrawler. We're going to put a Bamf on Rhino. We're going to use our Scout Ahead to play our Change of Fortune out here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead, since we can, we'll exhaust and we'll attack for 1, take Rhino down to 2. I could flip him with Rogue. Oh no, Rogue's not out yet. I'm like, ooh, I could. No, I don't want to yet. It would be a bad idea to flip him and leave the breaking and taking out there anyway. Try to get rid of that when I flip him over. So we'll let that go. Okay. That's the end of the hero turn. Gonna unexhaust. Gonna draw back up to 5. So we've got Rogue, Gambit, Day Tripper. Look, it's all the allies. All the allies. Myra McTaggart, not an ally. She's an upgrade, but as close as you can get. And come get me, bub. All right. Villain's turn. Put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino's going to look to come attack Nightcrawler. I'll use my Bamf. He attacks. I stay upright. He's attacking for 2. I'm defending for 3. And we get a 1 boost. So 3 and 3, it's a push. No damage. All right, next up, Encounter card. Encounter card says Crowd Control. So while the scheme is in play, you cannot remove threat from the main scheme. It's getting 2 per player. All right, put that out there. Got some crowd control. All right, end of villain's turn. We're back over to the hero turn. And I was really excited to get Rogue out there, but we've got Gambit I could get out there. What's Gambit do? Says X, so his attack and his thwart are X. And X is the number of boost cards under Gambit. After Gambit enters play, look at the top 3 cards in the counter deck and tuck 1 under him, so only the boost field is visible. All right. Let's see here. I've got Myra out there, and she says, playing only for Dignity has a mutant trait, which I don't think that I do right now. No, it's only on my alter ego side. So after a mutant alter ego changes into hero form, exhaust Myra, the hero's controller draws 1 card. So could get me a card from time to time, which would be nice. Then we have Day Tripper. Day Tripper is, after Day Tripper enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Bamf and attach it to an enemy. Deal 1 damage to each enemy with a copy of Bamf attached. So we could use Day Tripper potentially to help take out Rhino. And it would get me a Bamf. Get to search my deck and discard pile. All right, we're going to get Day Tripper out. I kind of want to get Rogue out, but we're not going to do it. All right, so I'm going to bring Day Tripper out. Day Tripper comes into play. It says search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Bamf and attach it to an enemy. So we're going to go through here. We're going to go through our deck for a copy of Bamf. There's one right at the bottom. Oop. Attach it to an enemy, deal 1 damage to each enemy with a copy of Bamf attached. All right, so Rhino's going to take 1. He's going to be down to 1. Okay, so we've got Kurt out there. We can't play Rogue or Gambit at this point in time. I could use one of them as a resource to dig a Bamf back out, but I don't have another thing to play a Bamf on right now. I think what we will do is we will exhaust Day Tripper. Oop. Oh, we'll use one of these tokens. Exhaust Day Tripper to thwart for 2, and we're going to get rid of crowd control. All right. And I don't want to do Rhino right now because then the break and take is going to come out. I'm not ready for that. So We will exhaust Nightcrawler. We'll thwart for 2 and take 2 off the main scheme. You know what I think we'll do at the end of this turn is we'll flip to Alter Ego, which could be a horrible idea. Because I haven't seen it in advance yet, but that'll get me 6 cards. I can potentially, so let's see here. If I want to hold on to one of them, which one do I want to keep a hold of? Let's keep a hold of Rogue. Do we spend Gambit to get a Bamf back? I think we do. We spend Gambit, we're going to use our power to return a copy of Bamf to my hand. Alright, we're going to flip over to Kurt Wagner's side. I could search for a copy of Bamf, but I don't want to right now. We're going to hold off on that. I'm going to draw some cards here. So we're going to be done. I'm going to grab my tokens back. We're going to draw back up to 6 cards. So, oh, there's my cutlasses. 4, 5, 6. Oh, so much good stuff this round. So I have my cutlasses, potentially, which are 1 attack, defense, and retaliate 1. Love the cutlasses. Wish I would have got those out way earlier. Teleport drop, which is discard a copy of Bamf from an enemy, deal 8 damage, and stun him. That is an awesome card. Prehensile Tail for 1. I can get 1 additional restricted upgrade, and I can exhaust it to generate a wild card resource for an event. All right. Okay. Villain's turn. We put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to see Kurt out there. So he's going to scheme. He schemes for 1 by default, and we draw a card, and he gets boost of 2. Ooh, he schemes for 3. That's a lot of scheming for Rhino. So we're jumping up to 4. That's not good. All right, let's see what our card is. So now we're going to draw our encounter card, and our encounter card is... Oh, it's an advance. I knew that was going to happen. And it's a Pondering Rhino. Ugh. Okay, so let's see what happens. He's scheming for 1. He's going to get a boost, and the boost is going to be for 1. So he schemes for 2. That puts it up to 6. Whew. All right. So we're at 6. He didn't quite get there. He almost did. He almost got it. All right. So that's the end of the round for the villain. We're over to the hero side. Yikes, and that was close. Okay, so I can search my deck for a copy of Bamf. I'll do that. I don't think there's any more in there, but I might as well look, because if there does happen to be, there's not any more in there. No more in there. So I'm out of luck. All right. I was hoping for that extra resource. Didn't happen. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip on back over to Nightcrawler. All right, so many things out here. I have to figure out what it is that I want to do. So I really need to get threat off of the break-in. I need to stay hero form. If I... Oof. So I think I want to bring Rogue out. I don't want to get rid of my cutlasses. There's a lot of cards I don't want to get rid of right now. Having my cutlasses would be great. I would really need to get rid of Rogue in order to get my cutlasses out. But Rogue can come in, and with her thwart, and if I use her ability, she could thwart for 4, take 4 off the break-in, which would be huge. Breaking and Taken was in here. I think it comes in with 3. 2 plus 1 per hero would come in with 3. So I could not get rid of the Breaking and Taken if I take Rhino out. But if I have my cutlasses on, he will take himself out on my Retaliate. But again, I can't get my cutlasses out and get Rogue out at the same time. Oh, such tough decisions. I really want my cutlasses. Okay, so we're going to get Rogue into play. I think that's what we need to do. So we're going to use a port and punch, which I hate doing. We're going to use, I got to come up with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to hold on to my cutlasses. So we're going to use those 4 to get Rogue into play. All right. Rogue's in play at this point in time. Now, I can exhaust her, so let's read Rogue again one more time. She says, deal 1 damage to another friendly character until the end of the round. Rogue gains each of the character's traits and adds that character's printed thwart and attack to her matching powers. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Rogue's action, deal 1 damage to another friendly character. So Nightcrawler's going to take 1. She's going to get his thwart and attack, which bumps her to 4 and 3. She's going to exhaust to thwart. She thwarts for 4 off of the break-in. All right. Now, do I take him out? No, I don't take him out. She takes 1 consequential from that. Do I have? No, we'll hold on to Day Tripper. We'll go ahead and thwart with Nightcrawler to clean that all up. All right, we're done. We're going to draw back up to 5 on exhaust, folks. We'll draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5's being pretty limiting because after you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, exhaust a card, draw 2 cards. So I have to defeat them during the villain phase, which I could do with a powerful punch. And I could still, because I have that, I could still get with my cutlasses. All right, we're going to go to the villain phase. So villain phase. First thing that's going to happen, we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Boop. Got the break-in. It's up to 1. Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out there. He's going to come to attack. We're going to use our Bamf, and we will defend. So we're defending for 3. He's coming at me for 2. Oh, hold on. He's going to see Nightcrawler and going to come to attack. I'm going to use my powerful punch, which says, when an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to the enemy. So immediately I deal 4 damage to him. This is probably bad because the breaking and taking is going to be out there and he's going to be bigger. But let's do it. I want to move this along. All right, so Rhino 2 is in play. He has 15 hit points. So you see me do this sometimes. I have to look underneath my glasses to read stuff. I'm kind of at that weird age where my far sight and my near sight are both coming into play, and so sometimes my glasses really help, and sometimes they just throw everything off. So yeah, it's complicated. So okay, Bamf hasn't come off yet. No. So we'll not have taken that off yet. Okay, so he's attacking. We need the breaking and taken to come into play. So breaking and taken, it's going to get 3 threat, and we're going to get additional a counter card, which we're not going to be able to avoid at this point, which is unfortunate, but kind of moving things forward here. That's the problem with playing protection for me, is I like to keep stuff rolling, and protection's really about take your time, get everything set up, and I'm definitely not totally set up and I'm jumping the gun. But I can make use of this right now, which says after you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, exhaust this card, draw 2 cards. So, which I happen to have just done. So I'll exhaust this and draw 2 cards. Another power of protection, and a astonishing X-Men. So what's that? Player side scheme. After an X-Men character defends against an enemy attack and takes no damage, remove 1 threat from the scheme. When defeated, stun and confuse each enemy in play. So that's interesting. It's something I would probably fulfill just playing normally. That seems to be the way that things are going. So, but right now I'm probably looking at it as a resource. So, let's see here. Would be awesome in a multiplayer game, but here I'm just against Rhino. That's kind of a meh card. All right, so Rhino was attacking as Rhino 1. I believe he continues his attack. I will Bamf, so I don't have to tap to defend. He's attacking for 3. I have a defense of 3. He's going to get a boost, and he's going to boost for 1. So he's hitting for 4. I have a defense of 3. I take 1 damage. All right, now we're over to encounter cards, and get 2 encounter cards. Now, I should say that after another rule lookup, supposed to play these in order that they were dealt. In my case, 99.9% of the time, it doesn't matter. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that's futzing with the encounter deck, but in case you run across a point in time where it does matter how you're running into the cards from the deck, you are supposed to play them in order for how they were dealt. So dealt to you. All right, so I'm going to grab the first one, and first encounter card says, Gang Up. When revealed, hero, the villain and each minion engaged attacks you. All right, so he's coming back again. So do I just take this or do I defend against it? I think that I will defend against this. Now, I don't know what that other card is. That could end up being pretty bad, so I'm going to save my block for that. All right, so we're going to defend against this. We defend for 3. He's attacking for 3. He can get a boost. His boost is 1, so he hits me for 1. He's knocking me down little by little. All right, there's no other minions out there to attack, so I don't get beat up by those. And we'll go for our second encounter card. Second encounter card is Stampede. When revealed, Rhino attacks you. If a character is damaged by this attack, that character is stunned. Okay, so at this point in time, Day Tripper is going to step in front of this one. So Rhino's attacking for 3. Day Tripper is going to block to, or exhaust to block this. She's only got 1 health left, so it's not going to matter a whole bunch. 3, 4. He does 4 to Day Tripper. Day Tripper is, well, knocked out and stunned, so she's out of there. All right, let's see here. We're done with the villain's turn. Thanks. And we're back over to the hero turn at this point in time. So that was pretty messy, but we got to Rhino 2, and the breaking and taking is out there, and we should be able to get rid of it. All right. We have a scout ahead, which would remove, if I discard a copy of Bamf from my hand, I'd have to spend a resource to get the Bamf. All right, so I know I can spend, I want to get my cutlasses out there. So we're going to do Astonishing X-Men and Change of Fortune to get my cutlasses out there. All right, that's going to give me another defense, it's going to give me attack, and it's going to give me retaliate. I'm getting close to the end of my deck here. That's a little bit scary. All right, now, the question is, do I get a Bamf back at this point in time? Or do I work on my scout ahead? I could also go over to Alter Ego side. Well, I need to, my Alter Ego side isn't going to get me a Bamf because it is, I'm all out in the deck at this point in time. I'll probably run my deck out here pretty quick. So let's use my scout ahead and my action to get a copy of Bamf back from my discard pile to my hand. So there we go. It's back from my discard pile to my hand. We will throw that Bamf on Rhino. We will take 1 damage to boost up Rogue with Thwart. So she's up to 4 Thwart. We will exhaust her to get rid of the Breaking and Taken. So Breaking and Taken is out of here. Rogue takes another consequential damage, so she's down to 2 out of 3. And I think that's about all we can do at this point in time, so we will end our turn. Ooh, do I go over to Alter Ego side, or do I stay Nightcrawler? I've got a Bamf so I can defend against him when the break-in and taken's out there, so I'm not too worried about it. I think we'll stay hero side this turn. May regret that later, but that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to draw back up to 5 cards. Oop, I haven't exhausted myself yet. 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we've got a riposte, which is when your hero defends, gets +2 defense for the attack, take no damage, do 3 to the attacking enemy. That could be pretty handy. All right, villain's turn. First thing that's up is we're going to put threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out there. He's going to come to attack. We've got a Bamf, so I do not exhaust defend. We will defend against this. So we're defending for 3 + 1. We're defending for 4. Do I want to? Yes, I do. We will go ahead and use our Change of Fortune, play the riposte to give us another 2 defense. If I take no damage, I deal 3 to him. So we are up to 5 on the defense. So he's attacking for 6. 2, 5, 6. 6 on the defense. He's attacking for 3. He gets a boost of 2. That's a good card to get out of there. Glad that's not a problem. All right, so he attacks for 5, but we're defending for 6, so I take no damage. Because of my riposte, he takes 3 damage, so he's down to 12. Plus, I have to retaliate 1, so he takes another 1 damage. He's down to 11. I like that. All right, now, we're going to get an encounter card. What's the encounter? The encounter is a Hydra Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I don't really want to take damage, so we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. All right, he's going to come into play. We're going to put a threat on the main scheme. All right. End of the villain's turn. We're over to our hero side of stuff. Now, we've got a chapel out there and a power of protection. Let's see here. So I could defeat that guy, but when you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, draw 2 cards. Not during the hero phase, so that doesn't do me anything great right now. All right. Let's go ahead and, what do we do here? I would kind of like to take him out because I don't really want the extra scheme action going on. So I'm going to attack with with Nightcrawler. And he's attacking for 2 right now. He's going to take out the Hydra Bomber. Hydra Bomber's gone. I'm attacking for 2 because I've got 1 here, plus my Cutlass gives me another attack. That puts me up to 2. All right. Let's go ahead and bring Kurt's Chapel into play, using our power of protection. So Kurt's Chapel says Kurt Wagner gets +1 recovery, which is good because I'm not playing Kurt Warner. I'm playing Kurt Wagner this turn, or this game. So I'll get +1 recovery, and after you make a basic recovery, exhaust Kurt's Chapel, choose a player, that player draws a card. All right, so I could get an additional card. That's nice. All right. Got Rogue out there. What do I want to do with Rogue? If I go Alter Ego, it would be nice to have the break-in cleared. I think what I will do, I'm going to use my resource, my double resource here to get a Bamf out. I'm going to use that Bamf on Rhino because it costs 0. That's easy enough to do. All right, we will take a damage and we're going to boost Rogue. So Rogue now has 4 thwart. She's going to exhaust and take it all off of the break-in. But she's going to take another consequential, which will push her up to 3, and she's out. All right, that is not quite the end of my turn because I'm going to flip over to Kurt's side, and now I will end my turn. So I'm done. I'm going to draw 6. So 1, get an extra encounter card. I'm going to shuffle this up. hopefully this next round doesn't end up too messy. We're getting him down kind of low, and I'm going to get some of my good cards back here. You know, maybe I can drop him from the sky, and that would potentially take him out pretty quick. But you know what's going to happen is I don't think I've seen another advance. I don't quite recall. So can it happen twice in a game where he pulls the advance on a scheme side of Rhino? It can happen twice in a game. I just hope it doesn't happen this game. So we'll see how it goes. Plus there's going to be 2 cards out there, which I don't like. So we'll see. All right. I'm trying to think. I might now. Okay. Would be kind of interesting to take Kurt Wagner over and make him an aggression deck and see how that plays. All right, we're gonna go up 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we've got our 6 cards. Let's see what we've got. We've got, a powerful punch, a Portent punch, power of protection, some strength, a riposte, and an astonishing X-Men. All right, so that looks pretty good if we make it over to my turn and then potentially the villain's turn, because really all my stuff's going to trigger off of the villain going. All right, villain's turn, 1 third on the main scheme. Rhino is going to see Kurt out here, so he's going to scheme. He's scheming for 1. He's going to get a boost of... Oh, I got the advance at the right time. Whew, that was good. All right, so he's going to scheme for 1. All right, we're going to draw another encounter card. We got 2 encounter cards out there. Let's see what kind of encounters we get. Encounter number 1. Charge, attached to Rhino. He gets big and ugly when he comes to attack. Encounter card number 2. I'm tough. Oh, he gets a tough status card. That's a bummer. I did not want him to have a tough status card. All right, so he's at 11. But that's in his turn. It's over to my turn at this point in time. All right, so I could do a recovery. If I recover, I will cover 3. I'll recover 4. And I can draw a card at that point in time. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to search my deck for a Bamf, because I can do that. That's what the card says, right? Search your deck. Search your deck for a copy of Bamf. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do it because I can. All right. Rogue was on the bottom. And my teleport drop was on the bottom. And where's the Bamf? There's a Bamf. Boop. Okay, so now the question is going to be, do I recover or not? Let's see here. If I don't recover, I can attack, take that tough off of him. I can use my Bamf, hit him for 6. Powerful punch. Well, I might be able to take him out if I can get that tough off of there. I think it might work out. I'm not exactly sure on the math, but I think we're close enough that I'm going to go that route. Okay. Did some shuffling, which means I'm not going to recover because I think I can make this work. So we're going to go over to Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is going to attack. He attacks for 1. Oop. He's got a boost of 1 over here from my cutlasses. That takes away the tough. That's gone. All right. Next up, we're going to use our Portent punch. So Portent punch says deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to each enemy with Bamf attached. He's got a Bamf attached, so he's going to take a total of 6 damage. Oop, I need to turn these sideways. 6 damage. That's going to knock him down to 5. All right, now we're going to go ahead and be done at this point, I think. All right, so we're going to be done. We're going to ready up. We've got 5 cards. We're going to stay at our 5 cards. And it's over to the villain's turn. So villain's turn, first thing that's going to happen is We're going to put one thread on the main scheme. All right. Second thing that's going to happen is Rhino is going to see Nightcrawler out there. He's going to come to attack Nightcrawler. First thing that we'll do is we'll use our Power of Protection for 2 protection resources to play our Powerful Punch. When an enemy hits attack, deal 4 damage to the enemy. So he's going to take 4. So he's down to 1. All right. Now my problem is he's charging, he's got overkill, he's got +3 attack. So my repost isn't going to help a whole lot. We'll use our Bamf, so that way we don't have to attack. We don't have to tap to defend. We'll play our repost because it's going to give us +2 defense. I don't think I'm going to be able to block all the damage that he's got coming through. If I happen to do that, he'll take 3 damage, but I don't think that that's going to happen. So here's what we got going on. We've got a bonus of 2, 5. We've got 6 defense going in. He's got 3, 6 coming at me. We're going to draw our boost card. We boost 4, 2. So he's got 6, 8 coming at me. So I'm going to take 2 damage. Ooh. That's going to take me down to 8 of my 9 health. I'm within 1 of being gone. The charge is gone, but I have Kirk's cutlasses and I have a retaliate of 1. So I take Rhino out on the retaliate of his big attack. That close. That close. All right. We got Rhino this time. Hopefully not as many rule goofs as last time. So a thing I think I'm going to throw in this time is I run website, shop, crazyjackalope.com. And I'm going to give a 15% off discount for the next 2 weeks, I think, is what we'll aim for. So we'll end this on, we'll say the 20th. So October 20th is when this will end. We'll have a discount code. The discount code will be all caps, Kurt Wins, KURTWINS. And that'll be a 15% discount off of whatever you buy in the store. So yes, that makes me, well, the first game was kind of iffy because I got some rules goose, but this, I think this was a pretty solid win. Of course, I've got some folks out there that will view it and they'll tell me where I messed up and probably I didn't win it, but I think I've got a pretty convincing win there. So Kurt Wins, get you 15% off on crazyjackalope.com for the next couple of weeks. So that's it for this playthrough. And you know, like and subscribe to the channel. I'll try to do more of these kind of like percentage off stuff too on a reoccurring basis. So if you actually make it this far through the video, you could save yourself some money on some games. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.